Good evening, and welcome to your AI Daily Press evening podcast for March 3, 2026. I'm your host, Walter. Firstly, the conflict between the US, Israel, and Iran continues to escalate, with reports of alleged attacks on civilian infrastructure and a significant spike in oil and gas prices. We urge all parties involved to exercise restraint and seek a peaceful resolution to this conflict. In other news, the UK's economic update has been overshadowed by the escalating conflict in Iran, with growth expected to be slightly lower than predicted this year. The Bank of England may need to reassess its interest rate policy in light of these new developments. Lastly, European nations are reevaluating their defense strategies and commitments to one another in response to the changing global security landscape. Germany is planning to increase its military spending, while France is leading efforts to strengthen European defense capabilities. The future of European security will be shaped by a complex interplay of national interests, international alliances, and a deepening recognition of the need for collective action. We'll continue to bring you in-depth analysis and updates on these developing stories as more information becomes available. That's all. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
You, Walter, and Nanshul and know what's right now. In our recent coverage, we've been following the strained relations between the US and the UK over the recent strikes on Iran. The UK Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, has found himself at odds with US President Donald Trump, citing concerns over the legality and strategic basis for these actions. We've also been monitoring the situation in Turkey, where President Tayyip Erdogan has strongly condemned the attacks on Iran, calling them a clear violation of international law. Turkish Foreign Minister Fidan has been engaging in diplomatic efforts to bring about peace, speaking with European counterparts, Oman, and the United States. Iran's ambassador to the United Nations, Ali Bahraini, has ruled out negotiations with the US for now, stating that Iran is doubtful about the usefulness of negotiation and believes the only language the US understands is the language of defense. The conflict has already had significant repercussions, with financial markets experiencing turmoil due to fears of a prolonged disruption to global energy supplies. The Strait of Hormuz, a critical waterway for oil trade, has been targeted by Iran, raising concerns about further escalation. As we go to air, there are reports of ongoing explosions in Tehran and continued missile strikes against neighboring countries. The international community is watching with bated breath, hoping for a swift resolution to this crisis. We'll continue to monitor the situation closely and provide updates as more information becomes available. In the meantime, our thoughts are with those affected by the conflict, and we urge all parties involved to seek a peaceful resolution. Now, for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, we took a closer look at the complex landscape surrounding sales taxes on precious metals. It's essential for investors to understand these exemptions, as they can potentially save thousands of dollars by navigating the varying state rules and regulations. By doing your research and consulting with a financial advisor, you can make informed decisions that align with your investment goals. In our second story, we examined the current state of money market accounts and CD rates. While rates have been trending downward following the Federal Reserve's cuts, many online banks and credit unions are still offering competitive rates above 4% APY. We recommend considering factors such as fees, minimum balance requirements, and insurance coverage when choosing a savings option. Lastly, we discussed Target Corporation's surprising stock rise despite underwhelming fourth-quarter earnings. The retail giant faces significant challenges, including political backlash and economic headwinds, but investors seem to be rewarding the company for its expectation of modest sales growth in the coming year. As the retail landscape continues to evolve, it remains to be seen whether Target can sustain this momentum and overcome its ongoing challenges. Remember, it's always crucial to stay informed and do your research before making any investment decisions. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, we looked at the potential for extraterrestrial life and the fleeting nature of advanced civilizations. According to a recent study, technologically advanced civilizations may last only around 100 to 200 years, raising important questions about our own civilization's longevity and the need for responsible stewardship of our planet. Secondly, we delved into the possibilities of how extraterrestrial civilizations might approach science, particularly physics. From radically different constructs of time to pluralistic approaches to understanding the universe, these scenarios challenge our assumptions about the universality of human scientific methods and invite us to rethink our own relationship with knowledge and discovery. Lastly, we touched on the idea that advanced civilizations might develop extraordinary technologies without ever feeling the need to understand the underlying physics. This provocative concept encourages us to embrace a broader view of what science can be, not just as a pursuit of objective truth, but also as a reflection of the diverse ways intelligent life might seek to understand the universe. As we continue to explore the mysteries of existence, keeping an open mind to the possibilities of alien science and our place in the cosmos can inspire new avenues of thought and discovery here on Earth. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. In tonight's summary, we're covering 3 distinct topics that have made headlines in recent days. Firstly, in the world of sports, we took an in-depth look at Sonny Styles, a rising star in college football. With his impressive on-field abilities and exemplary character off the field, Styles is poised to make a significant impact in the NFL. His story is one of talent, hard work, and dedication, serving as an inspiration to fans and aspiring athletes alike. Secondly, shifting gears to politics, we examined Jon Stewart's critique of Donald Trump's handling of major combat operations in Iran. Stewart's commentary highlighted the unconventional manner in which Trump announced these operations, questioning both the setting and the attire chosen for such a solemn occasion. This segment also touched on the broader implications of military actions and the need for clear purpose and strategy. Lastly, our coverage included an analysis of the geopolitical situation following Iran's attacks on multiple bases across the region. The complexities of international conflict and the unpredictable nature of global events were underscored, with a call for continued monitoring and updates as more information becomes available. This is Howard, signing off. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Currell.
Thank you, Howard. First, we visited a local community where people came together to celebrate the joy of everyday moments, like sharing a meal at a favorite restaurant. This heartwarming story reminds us that even in challenging times, there's always room for connection and kindness. Next, we delved into a nuanced debate about individual freedom versus collective responsibility as we explored the complexities of vaccine hesitancy and the role of trust in our healthcare system. We heard from experts, parents, and community leaders who shared their perspectives on this critical issue, highlighting the need for empathy and understanding in our public discourse. Finally, we traveled to Washington, D.C., where a proposal to revive the talking filibuster in the Senate aims to restore meaningful debate and foster greater cooperation among lawmakers. We spoke with senators and ordinary Americans who are passionate about revitalizing our democracy and creating a more inclusive, transparent process that truly represents the will of the people. These stories remind us that, despite our differences, we're all connected by our shared humanity and our desire for a better future. As we continue to navigate the complexities of American life, let's strive to approach each other with empathy, respect, and an open mind. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. We've got a fantastic lineup for you tonight, so let's dive right in. First up, we're talking about the latest trends in beauty and wellness, or should I say, the latest craze. From skincare to self-care, it seems like everyone's looking for that perfect glow. But what's behind this obsession with perfection? We'll be exploring that question and more in our upcoming series, The Beauty Paradox. Next, we're heading into the world of literature, where new releases are always exciting. This week, we've got a slew of fresh titles to sink your teeth into, from literary fiction to historical nonfiction. Think Tara Westover's Educated, Kristen Hanna's The Women, and Amal El-Motar's Seasons of Glass and Iron, just to name a few. Whether you're a fan of fiction or nonfiction, there's something for everyone on our bookshelf. And finally, the Oscars are just around the corner. We've got the scoop on the nominations, predictions, and all the juicy gossip in between. Will Ryan Coogler's Sinners make history with its whopping 16 nominations? Or will Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another take home the top prize? We'll be breaking it all down for you, so now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, we reported on a remarkable conservation effort by Taronga Zoo and its partners, who have successfully released 250 zoo-bred region honeyeaters into the wild in New South Wales and Victoria. The ultimate goal is to have the species become self-sustaining, with wild and captive birds interbreeding. This story highlights the power of collaboration and innovative thinking in protecting our planet's precious biodiversity. In another story, we explored a company called Skyward, which claims to have developed a technology that can prevent lightning-induced wildfires by seeding storms with specialized materials. While some experts remain skeptical, others believe that lightning suppression could be a game-changer in preventing wildfires. We'll continue to follow this story and provide updates as more information becomes available. Lastly, we covered a disturbing incident at a restaurant in Perth where 2 children and their mother were accidentally served mosquito repellent instead of cranberry juice. The restaurant owner was fined $18,000 and ordered to pay legal costs for failing to comply with food standard codes and selling unsafe food. This story serves as a reminder of the importance of maintaining high standards in the food industry and prioritizing customer safety. And that completes our evening podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until tomorrow morning, I'm David Attenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.